Should I keep my group coverage, or is it time to switch to Medicare? You may already know that Medicare is offered to eligible enrollees when they turn 65, and some people even qualify for Medicare coverage before age 65 under certain conditions. A lot of people, however, already have health insurance through an employer or through a spouse's employer when they turn 65. And so they ask, should I enroll in Medicare even though I have group coverage? What will happen if I don't enroll? What about late enrollment penalties? In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you how to evaluate if enrolling in Medicare is necessary and beneficial for you. Now, be sure to watch the entire video because at the end, I'm going to share one final tidbit of critical information related specifically to health savings accounts that can help you stay out of trouble with the IRS. First, let me assure you that if you maintain credible coverage for both medical and prescriptions, there will not be a late enrollment penalty. I knew a lady once who was well into her 80s, and she had never signed up for Medicare because she continued to work and her employer offered credible coverage that she liked, so she just stayed on the group plan instead of enrolling in Medicare. Of course, eventually, she left the group plan and enrolled in Medicare. Since she was able to prove that she maintained credible coverage all that time, she suffered no penalties. But I know that you're asking, well, what is credible coverage? And how can I prove I had it? Good questions. Credible coverage is medical and prescription drug insurance that meets a minimum federal standard of coverage. That's simple. Your employer's HR department will usually help you with this, but ultimately it is your responsibility to stay informed. So be on the lookout for annual letters from your insurance company that declares your coverage to be credible. Keep these letters in a file is what I would suggest so that when you need them, you can provide evidence. But what happens if you cannot prove credible coverage? Simply put, for every 12 months that you were entitled to enroll in Part B but did not enroll, and you cannot prove that you had credible coverage, your Part B premium will be 10% higher. That's right, there is a 10% lifelong Part B late enrollment penalty for every 12 months you did not enroll in Part B. For Part D, prescription drug coverage, it's a little different. The penalty is 1% for every month not enrolled. Now, don't miss the main point here. These late enrollment penalties only apply to people who did not have credible coverage and who could not prove they had credible coverage. So though the penalties are steep, they are easily avoided. Bottom line is, these late enrollment penalties can add up fast. So if you choose not to enroll in Medicare when you turn 65, just be sure to keep evidence of your group coverage and pay attention to any notice that you receive from your insurance company or HR department related to your coverage being credible. Now that we've addressed the late enrollment penalty, let's move on to the question, should I enroll in Medicare and leave my group plan, or should I delay Medicare and continue with my group plan? We help our clients answer these questions simply by doing a cost-benefits analysis. To do this, it's real simple. You need to know two main things about your current group coverage. First, what is your premium per month? Now remember, it's per month, not per pay period, so make sure you make it a monthly premium. The second thing you need to know is what are your out-of-pocket costs? Things like deductibles, co-pays, and co-insurance. Once you have the basic information about your group coverage, you can now compare your group coverage to the following things about Medicare. Part A, no premium. Yay! Part B has a premium. In 2023, it's about $165, assuming no penalties or added IRMAA expenses. For Part D, I suggest using $20 as a pricing point. There's a big range, but that's what I suggest. And then finally, $135 for a Plan G supplement. Altogether, the monthly Medicare-related premiums are about $320. Obviously, your actual premiums may be higher or lower, but for an initial assessment, just ask yourself, is my monthly premiums that I'm paying for group coverage more or less expensive than $320? The next question is, do I like my group coverage? In some cases, even if the group coverage is cheaper, if the benefits are not great, or if you don't like the network restrictions or something about the plan, for example, you may be willing to pay more for Medicare. Or perhaps it's the other way around. Medicare may be cheaper in premiums, but if you love your group plan, just keep it, so long as it's credible. We find that the choice usually becomes pretty obvious to our clients when we walk them through this sort of analysis and educate them on things like late enrollment penalties, IRMAA costs, and other factors that need to be considered. I encourage you to get a second opinion. Don't try to navigate these Medicare decisions alone. Here, we tend to take a if it ain't broke, don't fix it approach. So don't be afraid to call us and let us know that you're wanting help evaluating your Medicare options. Finally, as I wrap up, I want to share with you that critical bit of knowledge related to health savings account that I referred to at the beginning of this video. In short, the IRS does not allow contributions to HSA accounts once enrolled in any part of Medicare. Why do I stress that? Because some people conclude that if Part A doesn't have a premium, why not enroll in Part A and just keep the high deductible group plan as well? You can choose to do that, but starting the month your Part A becomes effective, you cannot contribute to an HSA. There's some tricky areas around this whole topic of Medicare and HSA contributions. So if you're close in age to being eligible for Medicare and you're also making HSA contributions, be sure to seek the advice of your accountant before funding the HSA account, because making an ineligible contribution, I'm telling you now, it causes a lot of headaches. As always, if you enjoyed this video, if it was helpful to you, subscribe to our channel so you don't miss our other videos on a variety of topics. Remember, when it comes to your money, it pays to be strategic.